Alright, into night 5 we go of the Glenwall All Ballistas All the Time run. Let's see, who has buffs that we should be doing? Okay. We were doing okay against the aim shots, so I'm not sure we should even bother killing them. We might end up taking some damage, but I'm gonna try to hold off and let even the shooty boys come in at us. No, I have not built anyone for dodge at the moment, which is not to say that we won't, but we just haven't yet. I think. Oh yeah. That's the momentum I'm looking for. Okay. Now I'm worried that these guys are just gonna stay out here and keep plinking us. So I could go in and get them. What's the harm, right? Rolando needs some more momentum, I will say. Okay. And then Leo needs to actually see some action. We should make it a point for Leo to have to do some work next turn. I think given the concentration of enemies on this night, we can probably afford to kill a few of those guys outside of our outside of the confines of our base. Alright, good job, Leo-ish. Oops, you're not. Oh, kinda messed it up at the end there, but... So we may have to do more work on them. We'll see. I don't think Prisha kills this whole crew. But she's looking like she's gonna do her darndest. And you still have actions? Alright, we'll be able to get that. Good. We can give her a bit of an egress, and then you should be able to finish this work off. Alright, I'm not complaining about that one. That's for sure. $104 to go. I love seeing hunters inside our base that we can just not even have to worry about and just get them done. Now, if I was being naughty with our with the theme of our run, picking up some multi-hit on our blood mages goes really hard. So I won't rule that out. Actually, we're not done here. Okay. Looks pretty clean. It does have a very unique sounds work, and I use it so rarely that it struck me a little different on that one too, I will say. That seems like a waste. Shouldn't move if we're gonna do that. All right, that was pretty clean. And I think we just retreat and blow this guy up. Alright, and then who's killing this guy? You are. Alright. Good enough. Momentum. Good enough. Oh, who hasn't acted at all? Yeah, if you don't pick up siege and engineering, it is pretty underwhelming how much value you get out of ballistas. Like they're still killing runners, they're still doing a lot of good things mechanically, but your defensive training isn't popping off to nearly the extent that it otherwise would. Oh. Misses, the bane of every momentum build's existence. Run away. Leo, Leo, Leo. Hey, Fat Oak. How's it going? What's new and exciting in your world? By the way, I don't think we've talked about it. Are you playing Baldur's Gate? BG3, yep. Me too. Me too. I've been having a great time with it. Definitely the game on the roster that I'm enjoying most. Oh, I'm still firmly in Act 1 over here. Easier said than done. Yeah, I'm still in Act 1. I think I have like quite a few hours left of Act 1 stuff to do too, which boggles my mind because I think I'm like 40 hours in or something like that. But yeah, what are you playing as what are you running as your party? I took Karlach out for a spin in last stream. That was an interesting one. I went for kind of like a throwing barbarian with Cavern Brawler feat to see how that works. It was decent. The damage I was putting out was surprisingly good. Shadowheart, Gale, Karlach, and I'm a warlock with Eldritch Blast. So I'm a bard, drow bard, and I dipped into I went for Magic Adept in order to pick up Eldritch Blast on my bard, thinking that it might be a good like supplemental damage cantrip, but I know it's way stronger on warlocks because you get all kinds of like additional focuses and things like that, but I find my Eldritch Blast is just always resisted, which has been quite frustrating. Like I rarely seem like I'm getting much value out of it, even since I got the second blast of it. Since I'm only level 5. I mean, but you know, things like the knockback you get only if you're kind of spec'd into warlock, right? You know, and things like that. Those help quite a bit, I think. No, I'm not on Tactician. I've actually, as I've gotten better, I've thought about trying it out since you can fluidly switch between the difficulties. But I've just been playing on kind of balanced mode since I'm not super up on D&D 5e rules, so I'm still learning a lot. You think so? I had kind of a hard. I feel like my builds have been pretty suboptimal up to this point, so I'm just starting to hone in on some decent builds. My standard party is me bard, Shadowheart, Lae'zel, and Asterius. I really like roguing. Rogue was probably if I had my say in the matter and I was just playing the hero that I wanted to, I think I likely would have chosen to be a rogue. I'm glad I picked Bard. I think it's been really good. Like, I like all the dialogue options. Oh yeah, I do. Dude, fighters are insane. Like the extra attack actions, and then is it adrenaline surge or action surge? I forget which, but like when I encountered the spectator in the Underdark, like she did like 80% of the spectator's health on round 1. Like it was just like we killed it on the first round. I'm pretty sure. Like it like popped one of the drow guards, like incinerated them, and then we blew it up before it even had a chance to get Dizzarden or whatever his name is taken care of. So like, I don't know, like she has been a powerhouse. Asterion has been a bit hit or miss for me. Like I'm not completely sold on him, but having someone who can pick locks and sneak, like I so rarely get sneak attacks. I don't know if that's like just me, but like I have a very hard time getting favorable encounters with heroes. You went high dex. Oh, so you're going to go Warlock Rogue? That's an interesting multi-class. I mean, my Bard could probably do some of that. Like, I probably could have built a little differently. I think with Bodybuilder, organic armor is good here. Sorry, momentarily distracted from the chatter around Baldur's Gate. Try not to make any stupid decisions. I think Rolando desperately needs inertia and more momentum. I find multi-classing to be really hard. So like I'm curious what your thoughts are as someone who's played 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Like I feel like multi-classing when the level cap for the game is level 12 is kind of hard. It's kind of hard to justify. And maybe that's just like me being ignorant, but it feels like you're leaving so much power on the table because level 12 is like that break point where you just get access to kind of like the strongest stuff. So it feels really hard to multi-class, I feel like. 240 healing? That seems like a lot of healing, but we'll do it. Pick up Vampire, so at least we're taking advantage of that. Yeah, that was... I mean, I've seen a lot of discussions, and as a side note, the original chatter, I've been trying to say relatively, but like I've really been enjoying relatively free, but I've also really been enjoying the dev diary discussions. Like the people who made this game have some like fascinating things to talk about, and the main thing, and I don't think this is a spoiler by any stretch of the imagination, but the main thing that there's been a lot of talk about is I think players were angry that it only went through level 12. Then they were kind of like, well, it makes sense because, you know, the endgame spells are just so DM dependent. And, you know, like how do you do like those, you know, those spells? And the developer kind of came back and said it would just need a very different backdrop, but we're not against the possibility, which I think is really cool. That they're like, they might do an expansion that goes up through higher levels, but they would need to like radically change the game's backdrop, because from their perspective, like the story that they're trying to tell doesn't have the kind of antagonists that you need to have to make that type of story work. You know, when players start being like essentially gods, things get complicated. You know, you gotta retool your plans a bit, just a touch. Let's see. I think we just grab 2 more of these. We're going to get a lot of gear here. And even 2 more of these. And now we start the dig through the pile. Yeah, I mean, I do think that for all of the work that they put into multiclassing, it is, you know, like Illustrious was saying, there's certain builds that are viable in the early game multiclassing, but like it's really hard to justify because you are leaving so much power on the table by not getting to those it's 5th level spells that you get to at level 12, right? Is that a correct statement? I always forget. Like I'm the ignorant non-D&D player playing Baldur's Gate, which has caused some pain and some serious learning curve. just come in and squash all of the goblins as if they were ants. There's something fun about that, you know. Like I feel like, oh, you're going full evil. And I will say about that. Again, I don't think this is a spoiler since they kind of like they introduce it as part of character selection, but like I'm super duper curious about the like the evil playthroughs and what that looks like. So what I'm thinking is I'm trying to lobby my girlfriend to potentially do a 2-player playthrough, since I also haven't done anything with multiplayer with the game yet, and maybe also try and convince her to go evil and see what that's all about. But we will see. She's still a little wary, probably for good reason. I'd also want to figure out a way to record it as well, because I think that would be fun as like a different kind of Baldur's Gate video. Do like a more edited down type of thing. Could be a lot of fun. But I digress. We got some rerolls to do here. This sells decently well. But yeah, maybe this week I'll have to flip the switch on tactician difficulty and see how it feels. I'm not opposed. I just feel like I've had some struggles in the early game. Like I think the only times I've had like party wipes though have largely been due to like the trap in that first area behind the locked door, the fireballs that I was completely not ready for. I will say that I don't save scum, but I'm also playing in a way where I kind of want to see the game, and sometimes I feel like it's hard to see the game because it is so large if you don't occasionally tweak outcomes or run things back and be like, well, that did not go the way that I wanted it to. I want to see how else this could have played out. So I've been doing a bit of that without shame. Yeah, I think there could be something that could be a lot of fun for sure. Now, that was decent but not amazing. This two-handed sword, I don't know that we have a home for that right now. No F5, no F8 next run. Yep, I can certainly see the allure. But it's just like I feel like you have to get through the game once in order just to experience it, because there's so much, you know, like and sometimes you just feel like you're closing off entire entire pathways by like a single, like relatively inconsequential choice that you make. Let's see. We'll put the crit somewhere else. We have plenty of people that could use a little more crit. Sure, why not? And then this just had an action point on it, so we'll do that. Okay, all this stuff is going to get sold. I think we want to do Shopkeeper's Friend too. Yeah, I think my next playthrough, though, will definitely be a bottom half of the alignment chart. You know, playing around a bit with a bit of evil, touch of evil would be very, very fun from my perspective. So, and I think actually I think that kind of playthrough could play super well with the idea of a no F5, no F8 run. I think those two could go hand in hand. Hello, movement. Because when you're just kind of like now here's the question. No F5, no F8. Does that mean that campaign is over if you party wipe? Not that necessarily is like a major one. Let's say yes in quotes. My favorite kind of yes, the caveated one. But yeah, no, I think that would be a fun combo for sure. Ooh, that blood crystal's kind of interesting. I don't know that we have anyone. Like, one of our blood mages should be able to take advantage of that. All right. I think I just bought a lot of stuff. I probably should have picked up another hero instead, but let's see if we can like what are we rocking here? That's probably better. And I was thinking like Leo, what do you got here? 7% crit. I think I'd rather you have some momentum and a bit more health. Oh, but you're not a bodybuilder, so that's not really that interesting at all. I'll get you up to 8, and then you are our least movie person, so let's drop that there. You can take those. And then I think that over that, and then someone gets to take this. I think putting crit on you is just a waste. Let's get some momentum and some damage. We will... Everything must go. All right, and then I think we need to build a few more of these. There we go. That looks good. All right. These mana wells are just kind of like hanging out, dangling out there, but that's okay. We'll put one. This is the less crazy side, so I'm going to put Leland over here with Rolando, and then I'll put these 3 over here. I am going to destroy all these corpses, and we'll pool our money. But what do you think of Act 2 so far, Fat Oak? I'm not super concerned about spoilers. Like I have failed to resist the occasional YouTube short or TikTok. Act 2 is cool, nice. Because the Act 1 just feels so incredibly polished to me. Like that's the real like open world freedom to kind of do whatever and go wherever just feels like so good. Read a book out loud. That would be interesting. I'm not opposed to that type of concept, Illustrious. That could be cool. I've never really gotten into and to my own detriment, I've never really gotten into to doing too many goals. I will say that we are what are we at for YouTube subscribers right now? Haven't looked in a day or so. Yeah, so we're like 30 off, which I'm excited about. Once we hit 2,500, I do have a brand overhaul coming. So new logo for the channel, new art, all that kind of stuff is kind of queued up and ready to go. So that's gonna be a fun transition. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about it. All right, let's get into this next night. Yeah, we'll save the materials.